There may be a cheap way to solve the clean water problem. So this is coming from Reuters and Lockheed Martin. So they have found a way to slash the amount of energy needed to remove salt from seawater, potentially making it vastly cheaper to have clean water. So according to them, the process would enable filter manufacturers to produce thin carbon membranes with regular holes about a nanometer in size that are large enough to allow water to pass through but small enough to block the molecules of salt in seawater. So the development could spare underdeveloped countries having to build like really expensive, exotic stations with reverse osmosis. They could do this and it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
it's interesting because there's theories out there that in some period of time there will be a lot of wars over lack of access to water.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be the most ironic thing in the world if Lockheed Martin was the one that prevented the war.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe they bankrupt the rest of their company
Yeah.
by actually preventing the wars. Now, of course, that's not going to happen because
Yeah.
we're never going to run out of wars as long as there's a United States of America that has politicians funded by Lockheed Martin, right? But still, hey, it's a great thing. And now some people are saying, look, they're going to profit off of it. And so God knows what they'll charge the poor countries. That's true,
Right.
but the whole world is built on profit, so they wouldn't have the incentive to go do it if they didn't have the profit. I'm a capitalist, so as long as it's not outrageous
Right.
rates that winds up killing people because they don't have access to it, et
Right.
cetera, then I think it's a great thing, and I don't mind if they make a buck off of it. Bless their hearts for figuring it out.
yeah, especially if it's supposed to be as cheap as they say. They really do think that they could do this on a vast level very, very inexpensively. There are some production challenges that they're having. The material is really thin. So it's tearing. They're also trying to refine the process of making the holes. So who knows if, how soon this would even likely happen. But it is really interesting.
Yeah, it's funny how politics make strange bedfellows, because as you're saying, it's like on one hand, the Republicans gotta love this. This is coming out of the military-industrial complex. This is their guys, and the money that we keep giving them and we can never slash. It's making water, and that's good for the environment, but whoa, they don't like the environment, so they have to feel very conflicted about
Like, wait a
this,
minute, this doesn't pollute anything?
Yeah, hold
That's
on a
kinda
second.
weird. I
Can
don't know
we
if I'm into that.
muck this water up a little bit or something.
And in fact, one of the ways that they can use it, other than turning salt water into fresh water, basically, is to take water that's contaminated by fracking liquid and make it into clean water. Now, again, it seems hard to believe, but the whole thing is hard for me to wrap my mind around because the fiber is so thin that it separates out atoms.
Right.
I just can't even fathom that.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Nanotechnology alone is crazy. My brother's been in nanotechnology for 15 years now. And it's interesting because that's all he talks about. And you're right, it's so hard for me to grasp what he's talking about because it's so small. The engineers here say it's 500 times thinner than the best filter on the market today, and it's 500 or 1,000 times stronger. So it just goes to show with nanotechnology and science and medicine, we're gonna see so many revolutionary technology advances in the next few years, if not the next decade, that I think it's gonna completely blow your mind.